how to check your USCIS case status, and what each status means in 2025. If you have submitted an immigration application with USCIS, you already know the hardest part is waiting. Every day feels long, and the biggest question is simple: where does my case stand? The good news is that USCIS gives you several ways to check your case status, and once you understand the updates, the process becomes much clearer. In this video, I will walk you through how to check your USCIS case status step by step, explain the meaning behind the most common updates, and share tips to help you stay in control while you wait. Let's begin with how to actually check your case status. The most popular option is the USCIS Case Status Online tool. All you need is your 13-character receipt number, which you will find on your Form Y-797C Notice of Action. Type it into the tool on the USCIS website, and you will see the most recent update on your case. This tool is free, available 24 hours a day, and it is the fastest way to see what is happening. Another option is the USCIS mobile app. It works much like the website, but it allows you to log in from your phone and even receive push notifications when your status changes. If you like real-time updates without checking constantly, the app is a great choice. You can also call the USCIS Contact Center at 1-800-375-5283. Have your receipt number, name, and date of birth ready. The automated system can tell you your status, and in some cases, you may be connected with a live agent for more details. For those who prefer paper, USCIS still sends notices by mail. These letters confirm when your case is received, if an RFE is issued, or when your petition is approved. And finally, there is Emma, the virtual assistant on the USCIS website. You can type your questions directly, and if Emma cannot answer, you can ask to be connected to a live agent. Now let's talk about the receipt number, because it is the key to everything. Every USCIS application gets a receipt number. It is 13 characters long, beginning with 3 letters that identify the service center where your case is being processed. For example, WAC stands for California, LIN is Nebraska, SRC is Texas, and EAC is Vermont. There is also MSC for the National Benefits Center and IOE for electronic cases. After the letters, you will see 10 numbers. This number is how USCIS tracks your file, so keep it safe and make copies of your notice in case you lose the original. Once you start checking your status, you will see different updates. The most common one is case was received. This means USCIS has your application and entered it into their system. Do not be surprised if it stays at this status for months, because that is normal. If you see case was approved, that is the good news you have been waiting for. Your petition has been accepted, and the next steps will depend on the type of application you filed. For example, if it is a work permit, your card will be produced and mailed. If it is a green card, you may receive an interview notice or an approval letter. Sometimes you will see request for evidence was sent. This means USCIS needs more documents before making a decision. It does not mean denial, but it does mean you need to respond quickly with the requested evidence to keep your case moving. Another update is case was rejected. This usually happens if your application was filed incorrectly, missing signatures, or the fee was not included. A rejection is different from a denial. A rejection means the case never entered processing, and you will need to refile. Case was transferred is another common update. This means your application was moved to a different service center, usually to balance workloads or because another office has the proper jurisdiction. It is not a bad sign, just an administrative step. Case was denied is the update no one wants to see. It means USCIS reviewed your application but decided not to approve it. The denial notice will explain why, and depending on your case, you may have options to appeal or refile. Finally, case was closed. This means USCIS has finished with your application. It can happen if you withdraw your petition, if it was resolved another way, or if USCIS administratively closed the case. Now let's clear up an important point: the difference between case status and processing times. A status tells you the current stage of your case, like received, approved, or transferred. Processing times show the average time it takes USCIS to complete that type of case at a particular service center. You can check this on the USCIS website by entering your form type and service center. Do not be surprised if your case status does not change for months. That does not mean it is forgotten. It just means it is still in line within the published processing time. What if you cannot find your case status at all? First, double-check that you typed the receipt number correctly. Do not include dashes, and make sure you enter all 13 characters. If your case is newly filed, it may not show up right away. Give it a couple of weeks. If it still does not appear, contact the USCIS Contact Center. They can confirm whether your case is active in their system. You should also keep checking your mailbox because USCIS always sends paper notices, even if the online system does not update quickly. In rare situations, you can submit a service request through your USCIS account, or even escalate with help from your local congressional office. To wrap this up, checking your USCIS case status does not have to be complicated. Once you know where to look and how to interpret the updates, the process becomes much less stressful. Remember, statuses like case was received or pending are normal and can last for months, but that does not mean nothing is happening. Always compare your case against published processing times, keep your documents organized, and respond quickly to any USCIS requests. Patience is part of the journey, but knowledge is power. By understanding what each update means, you will stay in control and be better prepared for whatever comes next in your immigration process.